We are live. We are direct, straight out of Nashville, Tennessee, with Becky Davison, the creator of the book, Yourself Solid, methodology that helps you double your new client acquisitions with solid sales systems that work, helping sales professionals and solopreneurs sell more, sell better, sell with conviction, sell with certainty, sell with confidence, sell to the close, get into yes, get into the bag.
That's right.
Without further to say, let's win with Becky Davison.
Okay. Well, hello, Jay. It's nice to meet you and chat with you today and learn a little bit and share a little bit with your audience about sales.
Amazing.
So awesome.
I'm looking forward to asking someone about sales that hasn't not really triggered by it. Lots of people I speak to are triggered by the word sales. Hey, I don't sell.
I know. If I had $1 for every person that said that,
Yeah.
I hate sales. I'm not good at sales. I don't like sales.
I don't sell. I help.
I help people. Exactly. And I always say sales is not a dirty word.
It's not a dirty word at all, you know? Tell me, what does sales mean to you?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I was just actually thinking about this earlier today. First off, I do sales training. And of course, I've spent 40 years in sales. So I've had a lot of time to think about what sales truly is. But if you want to invest in sales, sales should be about for your clients. Sales is about bringing value to your clients. It's about showing up in such a way that you can build, a connection, know, like, and trust. You can build a relationship with them and you can communicate effectively to bring value and bring solutions. And at the end of the day, we all sell. In every part of our life, we are selling ourselves, we are selling our vision, we're selling our husband on where we want to go to eat, we're selling our kids on cleaning their room, we're selling in everything. Sales is ethical influence.
Wow.
That's what it is.
Ethical influence. Yeah, like that. I'm going to write that down. Ethical influence. Cool. How do you sell? What does your sales process look like to enroll?
So I've created my own framework and it's called Getting to Yes, the Roadmap to the Close. There is a lot of components to sales, but at the end of the day, I always say there's three main pillars. There's mindset, there's skill set, and there's action. You have to have all three of those pieces. If one of them is missing, you're going to have a problem. But under those pillars, there's a lot of things that you can do. But my sales process is all about leading conversations to decision. We're leading conversations, whether it's in prospecting, we're leading conversations. And a lot of that is by asking the right question at the right time to get the right answer. And if you do that really good, you're going to get people that will talk to you and they'll share their pain points and they'll give you all the ammunition you need to help them. And so, yes, sales is a little bit of helping, but it's all about, at the end of the day, it's leading conversations to decision from cold to sold. And I teach people how to take someone from cold market, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. And ask the right questions at the right time to book appointments, intercept objections, help identify pain points, lead them to decisions, and do it in such a way that you get to the end of the conversation and they close themselves.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Becky. I think I'm speaking.
Sales isn't a hard thing. It's not a convincing game. It's not a twisting arms. It's not being pushy. It's leading conversations ethically.
Okay, that makes sense. Tell me the price of your program or price of my program now.
Yeah, so I have lots of different programs.
Yeah.
And something in there, I have price points for every budget, starting as low as I have membership programs that start as low as $35 a month, that you can watch videos, you can
Makes
absorb a lot of my content.
Good.
I do group coaching, I do one-on-one coaching,
Okay.
and so it goes on up just depending on what they're looking for.
All right. So here's an example just for this. Say your program is $5,000. Tell me my program is $5,000, Jay.
Pardon me?
Tell me.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah. Say my program is $5,000. I've got a little experiment here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my program is $5,000.
Yo, Becky, love your program. Love the Book Yourself Solid, Get to Yes, but it's just too expensive. How would you deal with that? Yeah, that's just too expensive.
It's too expensive. Oh, handling an objection? Okay. So first off, you want to intercept objections before you get them is the way I teach people.
Okay.
So you don't want to handle objections at the close. That's not my favorite place. Of course, sometimes we have to.
We have to
But
sometimes, yeah, of course, yeah.
if first off, I would say, Jay, are you open to doubling or tripling your close rate? Are you open to drastically growing your revenue?
Of course I am. Becky, you're the
Of
best in the
course you are.
business. Of course I'm open.
Uh, Okay, now let's sit down and talk and let's see what we can do to get you there. And then through the sales conversation, I'm going to address price. I'm going to talk to you about price point. I'm not going to wait till the end of my conversation to bring it out and have you say, "Oh, it looks good, but it's too expensive." You should not be getting objections at the end of your conversation. You should flush them out in the meat of your conversation so that you can help them figure out the best solution. So we have different price points, and everyone should
Yes.
have different price points.
Yeah.
So maybe it would be starting at a smaller price point. Who knows?
Yeah, no, makes complete sense. For me, the way I try and get around it is results in advance. If I give someone a result in advance, like their offer's created or their blueprint is done, they don't have to think, what would it be like to work with Jay? Because, they've gone through some work already. So that's what I like.
Right. Well, and part of this, handling objections in advance is talking about results, is sharing social proof, is sharing testimonials, is sharing case studies, because people don't, not buy from you on price. They don't buy from you on value. They don't believe that you have the solution for them. But if you can uncover the pain point, show the solution, and give them exact results that they can get, price never becomes an issue. Price only becomes an issue when they're not sold.
Price is only an issue if they're not sold. That's true. Only the issue when they're not sold. Makes sense. Marketing. Marketing is something obviously that cannot be ignored. How do you
Right?
get visible? Like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Well, I tell people selling is not just booking appointments, holding appointments, and closing sales. Sales now, what I teach is how to build a sales ecosystem because we have to do more than just communicate with each other on a sales call. And the more you can build that sales ecosystem, which it might be email marketing, Facebook groups, communities, social media posts, all this, content and intertwining spider web of connection that builds know, like, and trust and helps your client feel like they want to do business with you. So by the time they get on a call, they're ready to buy. So that's one thing I teach my clients is how to build a sales ecosystem to show up. I always say marketing generates leads, conversations close sales. You have to have both, but marketing alone is not going to close the sale. Marketing alone is going to help you, build know, like, and trust, pique interest, and build awareness and build your authority, but it is not necessarily going to close the sale.
Amazing. Um, Looking at the word leadership is She Leads, She Sells podcast series here. We're going to touch upon leadership. And I think for me, leadership in the sales process is synonymous with courage. Being able to stand firm in the prospect's vision, have more belief than the prospect might have in the vision, in what's doing the best thing for them. So courage for me is leadership. What's leadership for you in the sales process? What does that look like?
Well, I actually have coached a lot of leadership coaches.
Oh, wow.
And it's kind of interesting because I truly believe sales and leadership are pretty much the same, are very, very, very similar. They're like kissing cousins, actually, because in sales, we lead. We lead conversations, we lead customers, we lead ourselves. We have to be really good in leadership in sales. And in leadership, we have to be good salespeople because we are selling our team, we're selling our vision, we're helping inspire ethically, influencing people. So it's very, very similar. One of the things that I truly feel helps people sell better is if they have a leadership tonality to what they do because a lot of buyers are uncertain, are nervous about making decision. And so one of the things I teach people to do is how to be directive, guide people to a decision, help people make decisions. Sometimes we have to say, "Hey, what I would do is if it was my money, this is what I would do," because people are very decision resistant. And so sometimes we have to help lead them to that decision. So leadership to me is again very similar to to sales. It's the ability to stand up, take charge, and guide people to a result.
Take charge, stand up, results. I like those words. I like the way you've laid them out.
Yeah.
Question: sales and women in the United States, female experts. What's happening right now? Is there like a surge of more women wanting to learn sales skills to avoid undercharging? Like, what's the trends right now?
Yeah. So coaching, oh my gosh. You know, again, if I had a dollar for every person that's a coach of some sort, everyone's getting into some type of knowledge-based, training, coaching, leadership. And I think that's really exciting because it gives all of us an opportunity to make money and to build, a business. But at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of people are still wanting to find the magic wand to success.
Mm.
There's a lot of people selling magic wands.
Ooh.
And that's that, "Ooh, buy this AI and, it's gonna start, generating leads like crazy. Buy this, funnel and it's gonna just blow up your business." And what I say and those are all good. Those are tools. I call those tools, and tools are good. It's important to use tools, but they are not a magic wand. And so I'm trying to educate people, and what I do is I wanna teach people how to be the magic wand. I'm not gonna sell you a magic wand, but I'm gonna teach you how to be the magic wand, because at the end of the day, we are the magic, and I think the coach, the entrepreneur, the solopreneur needs to understand whatever tool that they use, whatever their ecosystem is, they are the hub of that ecosystem. They are the brain power. They are the one that is pulling all the triggers. And at the end of the day, it's true relationships and true communication. Everyone's all in on the AI, but I always say I'm AR, authentically real. And I think that in the future, true relationships is going to be the unique selling advantage of the future. Being able to get someone on a phone, get someone on a call, ask questions, have someone that you can truly trust. That is where we need to be going, is building true relationships.
Stunning answer. Probably the best answer I've heard on the 80 episodes I've recorded of She Leads, She Sells.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very good.
You can tell that you're a gifted coach.
Oh, well, thank you. I
A
appreciate it.
leader.
I spent a lot of time
I
thinking
think,
these things through.
yeah, I think your magic is you can switch it. You can mentor, you can coach as well. You're ambidextrous.
Yes.
A lot of
Yes.
people can only do one. Most people can't coach. Most people, okay, I've got a strategy here, but maybe not saying, hey, look, you're good on camera, do the masterclasses, or you're good with copy, do the blog, do the long form.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you need to be a little ambidextrous for sure if you're gonna be an entrepreneur. The better you can kind of pivot and move, the better you are. And,
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, if we are entrepreneurs helping other people, we truly, truly have to have a heart to serve and to bring value and to bring results. And that's I like to win. I don't know about you, Jay, but I like to win. Sales is about, winning on your own terms, winning in business, winning in life, winning in opportunities to help people. And I love to win, but more than the fact that I love to win, I love helping other people win. And there is nothing better. And I think you probably feel the same way to be able to impact people and help people win. Because when you start a business, when you're an entrepreneur, you put your heart, your gut, your soul, your money, your time into this dream, into this vision. And sometimes we feel like the lone wolf out there trying to figure it all out. And so I tell people we don't have to be the lone wolf. In fact, my one of my programs is called the Wolf Pack, Sales Mastery, because I want to build a community of people that serve and support one another and help each other because we all are in it together.
Wow, amazing. Shiny object syndrome, you spoke about it. Let me
Yeah.
become AI certified. Let me do this. Let me do, let me, tell me how you help people to combat that shiny object so they can stay aligned? What causes it? How do you get aligned? How do you stay on vision?
Okay. So when I started my business just a little over 3 years ago, I'm in my fourth year. And when I started my business, I didn't have a website, didn't have a landing page, didn't have any shiny objects. I had knowledge in my head. I didn't have my pricing. I didn't have anything. At the end of 12 months, I went back. I averaged 2.5 new clients a week, every week. 2.5 new clients were coming in the door into my business every week without any of that fancy shiny object stuff. I find now that people are wanting to use that shiny object stuff to build their business, and they think, "Oh, once I have my website, once I have this, once I have that, once I have all this stuff, everyone will just come racing to me." If you can't sell without the shiny object, you can't sell with the shiny object. So, what I recommend is make sure you have a rock solid product sales system and that you can sell without it.
Wow.
Because once you can sell without it, then you can start adding the tools in to scale up.
No, that's a good point.
And I've had people that came to me that, because one of the questions I asked a lot of new clients, how many sales are you closing per week or month? And I had a couple people say, "Oh, I've been building my business for a year and I haven't closed any sales yet. I've been building all of my funnels and websites and landing pages." For a whole year, they've been building this ecosystem and they haven't held any appointments and closed sales. They don't even know if they can close sales. They don't even know if they have a product that people want to buy.
Mm,
I don't know about you, but that sounds like craziness.
mm.
And within a month of working with me, they started closing sales. So I feel the most important thing you need to have is your system down pat, your communication, how you communicate with your clients, how you explain your value proposition. If you can't do that, all the other stuff is going to be broken.
Be delicious, you know? I'm not sure what they got in that water in Tennessee, but I want some of that water.
Well, come on down.
Come on down. 100%.
Yeah.
How?
Awesome.
How do you get the transformations? How are they closing clients in the first
Yeah.
couple of weeks? Yeah. What do you do?
I'll, t- I'll tell you what. I've been in sales 40 years. I've sold high ticket, low ticket, B2B, B2C. I've sold a lot of different things in 40 years. The one thing I'm most proud of is every product, every company, everything I've sold, I closed 1 to 5 sales a week, every week on repeat, every week. Partially because when I was younger and newer in sales, that was expected. You go out, you hold appointments, you close sales. Hey, how many sales did you close today? What'd you get today? How many did you get? I was set up to close sales daily and weekly. And so that's ingrained in my systems, my process, how I work, my expectations. And so when I talk to people and I say, how many sales are you closing per week or month? And they say, I haven't closed a sale in 3 months. I'm like heartbroken for them. I truly am, because I would be in the corner crying if I went 3 months without closing a sale. I mean, we have to have people leave, people come, people go. We have got to, if we want to grow, we have to have a system that helps us close sales weekly. So my thing is my result that I bring is helping people close 1 to 5 sales a week, every week on repeat. That is I will stand on the mountain screaming that people need to do that and get a system to do that. And so how I do that is one from a system that works. My Getting to Yes system flat out works. I can tell you some crazy, amazing results from that, but it works. It helps lead conversations to a decision. Two, accountability, because I'm going to help keep them accountable to the actions they need to be taken to get that result. And three, and this is something that I would say 95% of coaches don't do, but I am a promoter, a connector, a supporter, a referral partner with my clients. So once someone starts working with me, I'm interviewing them, I'm showcasing them, I'm referring them to other people I know inside my network. So I'm going to help build their confidence by connecting them with people and getting them on stages and getting them visibility so that they can start selling to people.
I like what you mentioned there. I like the element of action, accountability, and helping with the whole element of referrals and things like that, which I think is powerful. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And when you do those things, when you have a system that works, when you do the numbers, I always say, hey, we got to math doesn't lie, the numbers don't lie. If you do the numbers, track numbers grow. I have them track their numbers. We come up with numbers that we know we need to do, because what happens with a lot of entrepreneurs is they have all these, balls they're juggling. Oh, I need to build this, I need to build that, I need to have this call, I need to have that call. And at the end of the day, they're not doing enough income producing activity. Period. They're not talking to enough new people, they're not holding enough appointments, they're not booking enough appointments. And so if you're just holding a meager amount of appointments, then you're going to get meager results. So
Amazing.
if we give them a really good skill, really good confidence, and get them in front of the right number of people and doing the right thing, they'll start closing sales.
Perfect. What's your big goal for the next 12 months? I see you in 12 months. I'm in Nashville. We're in a bar in Nashville, having a nice pina colada. Do you say, Jay, that since that podcast, what I said to you, the thing came true? What was the thing that came true?
My focus now is on building more courses, more automated courses that don't require a lot of my one-on-one time, because my one-on-one time, I mean, it's easy to fill up my one-on-one time with one-on-one clients. I do group coaching. And so, hey, if that was all I did, I'm going to hit a ceiling because there's only so much of me. So, really, my vision is creating more automated systems so that I can serve a lot of people without having a lot of time put into it. So, I'm building that out right now. And I do have some of that in place with some of my social selling program and my Facebook group growth program. And so I have some of that, but I plan to accelerate that greatly so that we can have more, a little more of a passive residual type income, as opposed to, Becky having to be, holding hands with everybody all the time, which I don't mind doing. I love doing it, but there is a limit to how much I can do.
100%. 100%. And I like what you've mentioned in terms of maybe a coach that's been in the game for 4 or 5 years, thinking of maybe going into AI or pivoting into something else. It's like the opportunity is what you've built upon, like over the last 4 or 5 years, to go deeper into it and maybe bring the technology into what you have, rather than go into a brand new field, right? Like starting a construction AI business. It sounds good on paper, but there's some people that love construction. They're going to do better. They're going to do better than you. That someone, hey, this makes money.
Well, I think, we all have to have our base of what we do. And I always tell people we should be all, every single one of us, for the rest of our lives, be growing and developing ourselves, period, and a subject. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm 61 years old. I've been doing this a while, but I'm still growing. I'm still developing. I'm still taking courses. I'm still learning new stuff, because we're limited if we don't. And I always say school's never out for the pro. If you want to be a pro at whatever you do, you have to constantly be growing, developing, honing the skills that might be your weakness. Um, Sales is my lane. I'm good at that. Technology isn't so, my, big strength, but I put a lot of time in learning it. Not that I want to be an expert at technology, but I think it's important to add that, or to have resources around me that I can package technology with what I do. So I think that is one of the things. If someone has been in business for a while, think what they could package with their current service, some extra value that they can offer that can help them sell more and sell better and make themselves more valuable.
Brilliant. I really enjoyed this conversation. I look forward to digging into more of your stuff. Tell them who you are looking to connect with, serve, and how can they get hold of you?
Yeah. So I work with entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and 1099 salespeople. I always say I work with people that if they don't make a sale, they don't make money. We all, eat what we hunt, so to speak. If we're not out there hunting, we're not going to be eating. And I think those are the people that I can bring the most value to, whether they're, a coach, course creator, whether they're in insurance or real estate, people that pretty much live on attracting customers and finding customers and want something to be easier for them. So if you have people in that lane, I would love to connect with them. I do a free 45-minute sales strategy session, which is a true strategy session. I want to give them tactical, practical tips and strategies how to start closing 1 to 5 sales a week. And they can get a hold of me on LinkedIn, or they can email me at becky@winwithbecky.com.
Amazing. Are you more active on LinkedIn or Facebook?
I would say equal. I do a lot on LinkedIn, but I also have a Facebook community, which is called Empowered Entrepreneurs Sell More. Of course, they can go to my group, Empowered Entrepreneurs Sell More, and join that. It's a free group. I do lots of tips and strategies and things. I also do summits inside there. I do live interviews inside there. Anyone is invited to come into my group as well. We do a lot of networking in there.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Becky, it's been a pleasure having you on. You got a sharp mind. It's been good to have this conversation with you, and
Why, thank you.
look forward to
Yeah.
learning more about what you do and referring people your way.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate your time, and you're doing some great work yourself. And if I can help you or any of your connections, just let me know. I'm here to serve. All right.
Perfect.
Have a great
Sheely,
day.
sales from Nashville to London with love. That's it, Becky. Tremendous.